Welcome back, Monday Mortgage Quarterback Week 6 edition. And man, we've got a lot to talk about for Week 6. But first, let's talk mortgages. I figure with Week 6, let's go with letter number 6 of the alphabet, which happens to be F. So let's talk about FHA mortgages. But specifically, want to talk about a scenario which is called a manual underwrite. So, in a scenario in which a borrower has a credit score of under 620 or a debt to income ratio that's higher than 43%, the file may be required to be manually underwritten. And so, what that means is that the underwriting staff is going to take a deeper dive at the credit report and the credit scores and the assets to determine whether or not to be willing to lend to a particular borrower. So, in those scenarios, the borrower is going to be required to show a clean payment history for the last 12 months. And also, they cannot have any late payments, more than 2 late payments in the last 24 months. And in addition to that, the investor may require you to show up to, say, 3 months worth of reserves. So what that means is that when the loan closes, you would be required to still maintain up to 3 months worth 3 months worth of payments after that file closes. So anyway, just a brief scenario on FHA mortgages, manual underwriting. If you've got any questions at all regarding the FHA process or any loan process, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you. Now, week 6 in the NFL got kicked off in Seattle with a divisional rivalry game between the Seahawks and the 49ers. And it was Brock Purdy who threw 3 touchdown passes, 2 of these going to George Kittle, to help the 49ers with their first road win of the season in Seattle, 36-24 against their division rivals, which vaulted them to the top of the division. Now, this week's Sunday slate started in London, in which it was showcasing Caleb Williams, who looked very impressive leading the Bears offense. He threw 4 total touchdown passes, had over 50 yards rushing for the Bears in a dominant performance, really, over the Jacksonville Jaguars, 35-16. I think Doug Peterson's seat is getting quite hot in Jacksonville. Stay tuned. He may be the next coach fired. All right, so the next one, another divisional rivalry game took place in New Orleans where Baker Mayfield, yes, Baker Mayfield, along with the rushing attack, stole the show for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker threw 4 touchdown passes. He also threw for 325 yards, and the Bucs rushed for 277 yards against New Orleans and really carved them up throughout the day. It was a dominant second half performance to pound New Orleans, really 51-27, who was playing without their starting quarterback Derek Carr. One of the more exciting matchups of the day had the Ravens versus the Commanders. It was a matchup of electric quarterbacks, but really the key in this one was the Ravens' ability to stop, to stunt the Commanders' rushing attack, held them to just 52 yards while accounting for 176 total yards on the ground themselves. It was Derrick Henry continuing to dominate. He had 2 rushing touchdowns in this one to lead the Ravens over the Commanders 30-23. We also had wins by the Packers, the Colts, the Texans, the Eagles, the Chargers, the Steelers, the Lions. Oh, the Lions. They lost one of my favorite players. The Michigan star, Aiden Hutchinson, had a nasty leg injury, a broken leg. He underwent surgery today, but he's going to miss the rest of the season. We also had wins by the Falcons and the Bengals. Yeah, the Bengals didn't look pretty on Sunday Night Football, but they got the job done. So in this matchup tonight, another divisional rivalry against we have the Jets and the Bills. Does anybody out there think that the winner of this can challenge the Chiefs in the AFC? Let me know what you think in the comments. Appreciate your time, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Back next week.